Welcome, chosen ones. This isn't just another holiday season filled with decorations, gifts, and celebrations. This December, the universe has ordained something far greater. It's a season of reckoning, a time when divine justice finally reigns. For months, perhaps even years, you've endured silent battles, carrying the weight of betrayal, deceit, and malicious intent from those who sought to see you stumble. But the days of enduring without answers are over. This Christmas is different. It marks the end of every plot, every lie, and every attempt to dim your light. The message is clear. It's game over for those who wanted your downfall. To all our incredible supporters who have shown love through super thanks, your generosity fuels this mission of hope, encouragement, and truth. Thank you from the depths of our hearts. And to every viewer tuning in today, this message is a beacon for you. If you feel the energy of this divine shift, if you know in your spirit that your breakthrough is here, declare it boldly by commenting 777 below. Together, let's make this a moment of collective triumph and unity. For too long, those who doubted you thought they were untouchable. They hid in the shadows, laughing as they crafted their schemes, thinking their lies could bury you. But the universe never forgets, and destiny always favors the righteous. Every stone thrown at you has become a building block for your future. Every whispered slander has added fuel to your determination. And now, as this season unfolds, their masks have slipped, their plans have crumbled, and the truth they sought to suppress has risen like the dawn, unshakable and undeniable. Chosen ones, this isn't revenge, it's divine justice. Your success is their sentence, your triumph is their reckoning, and your radiance is unstoppable. This holiday season, every attempt to block your blessings has only multiplied them. The tables have turned, and your story is being rewritten, not with you as the victim, but as the victor. Your light was never meant to be extinguished. It was destined to shine, and now it shines brighter than ever before. But what led to this divine moment? Why does this Christmas carry such a powerful shift in the atmosphere? And how has every trial you faced been transformed into a setup for your ultimate breakthrough? Stay with us, because we're about to dive deep into the meaning behind this Christmas justice. Let's uncover the truth together and step boldly into the victorious season that has been waiting for you. God's chosen ones, it's game over for everyone who wanted your downfall. This is Christmas justice. The time for accountability has arrived, and there is no turning back. For those who secretly celebrated your pain, spread falsehoods in the shadows, and eagerly awaited your demise, their time is up. Christmas is no longer just a celebration of joy and light. It has become a season of divine reckoning. This is not the grace of forgiveness, but the unyielding hand of justice at work. The universe has seen enough, and the balance is being restored. Every deceitful action, every calculated betrayal has brought them to this point where consequences are inevitable and inescapable. How often do we see people like this in the Bible, those who believed their sins would remain hidden? Think of Haman from the book of Esther. He constructed a gallows to destroy Mordecai, yet it was he who met his end upon it. Does this not reflect the very nature of divine justice, where the traps laid for others ensnare the schemers themselves? Those who have built their lives on manipulation, lies, and greed believed their masks would never slip. They thought their secrets would remain buried. Yet every false foundation they built has crumbled, and the truth they sought to hide has erupted like a volcano, leaving no stone unturned. Their false empires, constructed on envy and deceit, were never meant to last. For every lie they told, a debt accumulated. For every act of sabotage, a sentence was written against them. They believed they were untouchable, but their confidence was misplaced. The universe, like an ever-watchful guardian, recorded every act of malice. The Psalms remind us, "Be sure of this, the wicked will not go unpunished, but those who are righteous will go free." Proverbs 11:21. This December, the scales are tipping, and the justice they dismissed as a fantasy is now reality. What about you? Do you remember the moments when their schemes seemed to overpower you, when their laughter echoed in your silence? They mistook your quiet for defeat, not realizing that it was the stillness before a divine storm. Now that storm has arrived, and it is unrelenting. Like Pharaoh pursuing Moses, their arrogance has led them to a moment of no return, where the very waters they sought to control are crashing down upon them. Every move they made against you has only brought them closer to their downfall. The traps they set for you have become the prisons that hold them. The walls they built to block your blessings have turned into the barriers of their confinement. Their manipulations, once intricate and subtle, are collapsing as if struck by a hurricane. Can you see it? Their carefully woven web of lies now entangles only themselves. In trying to dim your light, they have inadvertently made it shine brighter. Their season of pretense is over, and there is no more room to hide. As they fall, you rise, stronger, refined by fire, and unstoppable. What was intended to destroy you has forged you into something unbreakable. Like Joseph, whose brothers sought to harm him, you now stand in a place of abundance, while those who plotted against you witness your rise with disbelief. You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done. Genesis 50:20. The blessings they tried to steal from you have multiplied in ways they cannot comprehend. You are no longer just surviving, you are thriving, and your triumph is undeniable. Chosen ones, take heart and stand firm. Your rise is inevitable, written into the fabric of your destiny. Their fall was not coincidental. It was always part of the divine plan. Every step they took against you was another step toward their own undoing. The universe, under God's watchful eye, is not acting out of vengeance but justice. As Isaiah 54:17 declares, "No weapon forged against you will prevail." It's over for them. No mercy, no escape. The justice of this Christmas season has arrived, and it shines brighter than ever. The question now is, how will you step into this new chapter, knowing that nothing and no one can stand against the destiny God has for you? For far too long, they played the part of friend, ally, or supporter, all while secretly plotting against you. They greeted you with smiles that hid sharp daggers aimed at your back. Their masks were so convincing that even your strongest instincts may have faltered, leaving you questioning what you knew in your heart. But those days are over. The masks have fallen, and their pretense has crumbled under the unrelenting light of truth. This holiday season is not merely a time of celebration. It is a season of unmasking, where justice exposes deception with ruthless clarity. Do you remember Judas, the disciple who betrayed Jesus with a kiss? He too wore a mask, presenting himself as a loyal follower while secretly conspiring against the very one he claimed to serve. Like Judas, those who wore masks around you believed they could maintain their charade indefinitely. They thought their dual lives, one of feigned loyalty and the other of secret sabotage, would never collide. Yet, as Jesus said in Luke 12:2, "There is nothing concealed that will not be disclosed, or hidden that will not be made known." Now their schemes are laid bare, their secrets unraveled, and their falsehoods exposed. They built their existence on facades, crafting personas designed to manipulate, gain influence, and control those around them. They lived behind masks of loyalty, but their true intentions were woven with envy and deceit. What they failed to understand is that a foundation built on lies is like a house built on sand. It cannot withstand the storms of truth. Their collapse was inevitable, and now the day of reckoning has arrived. Every fake smile, every rehearsed story, and every deceitful action has come to light, leaving them defenseless in the glaring brightness of justice. Have you ever noticed how they tried to imitate your light? They mimicked your kindness, borrowed your strength, and even sought to steal the blessings meant for you. But no matter how hard they tried, authentic power cannot be duplicated. Like the magicians in Pharaoh's court who could not replicate the miracles of Moses, their attempts to mirror your light only revealed their limitations. They were so consumed with outshining you that they didn't realize their own success depended on siphoning your energy. Now, stripped of your influence, they stand exposed, their achievements revealed as nothing more than empty illusions. The universe has been patient, allowing them to play their game and dig themselves deeper into their web of lies. They mistook this patience for leniency, believing they could evade accountability forever. But divine justice is never delayed. It arrives precisely when it is meant to. In Ecclesiastes 3:17, we are reminded, God will bring into judgment both the righteous and the wicked, for there will be a time for every activity, a time to judge every deed. That time is now. Their masks have been removed, their roles are cancelled, and their influence has evaporated. Meanwhile, your light shines brighter than ever. You never needed deception or pretense to succeed. Your authenticity, once mocked by others, is now your greatest strength. While their false empires crumble into dust, you step boldly into a future built on truth and integrity. Like David standing victorious before Goliath, your triumph is undeniable, and your enemies can no longer deny the favor that rests upon you. Chosen ones, take this to heart. They thought their masks would protect them, but truth has stripped them bare for all to see. Their time is over, their influence extinguished, and their schemes rendered powerless. The reign of deception has ended, and your season of victory has begun. How will you use this moment to fully embrace your destiny, knowing that the light within you is unshakable and unstoppable? They believed their cunning plans would go unnoticed. They worked in secrecy, weaving plots under the cover of darkness and moving in the shadows, convinced they could outwit both you and the divine order. Each stone they threw, each malicious act they committed, was carefully hidden behind a veil of deceit. But they were wrong. The universe, under God's watchful eye, misses nothing. Now the tables have turned, and the justice they never thought would come has arrived with unerring precision. This is not mere karma. This is justice, exacted with divine accuracy. Every betrayal, every obstacle they placed in your path, every falsehood spoken to tarnish your name, has returned to them like a sharpened arrow. They believed they could outrun the spiritual laws that govern the universe, but their miscalculations have caught up with them. As the Bible says in Galatians 6:7, "Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows." Their actions sowed seeds of destruction, and now they are harvesting the bitter fruits of their choices. Their schemes were elaborate, their confidence unshakable, but they failed to account for the divine power working in your favor. They thought they were in control, manipulating events and pulling strings, but their own steps were leading them into the traps they set for you. How often have we seen this pattern in Scripture? Consider Haman from the book of Esther, who plotted to destroy Mordecai, but ended up hanged on the very gallows he built. Their story follows the same course. What they intended for you has become their undoing. While they played their games, the universe worked tirelessly to balance the scales. Every calculated move they made was a misstep toward their downfall. They underestimated the resilience of a chosen one, failing to see the divine protection that surrounded you. They thought they could delay justice indefinitely, but God's timing is always perfect. As it is written in Psalm 37:13, "The Lord laughs at the wicked, for he knows their day is coming." That day has arrived. The tables haven't just turned, they've flipped entirely. What they tried to steal has been restored to you many times over. The energy they drained from you has returned, empowering your rise in ways they never anticipated. Their actions, once aimed at your destruction, have crushed them under the weight of their own intentions. Isn't it remarkable how the universe can transform their malice into fuel for your victory? Now, while they are consumed by regret and entangled in the consequences of their choices, you stand victorious. Your journey was never about revenge. It was about endurance and faith. You didn't need to fight back. You simply needed to keep moving forward. The justice now delivered was never yours to enact. It was always in the hands of the divine. As Romans 12:19 reminds us, "Do not take revenge, my dear friends, but leave room for God's wrath. For it is written, 'It is mine to avenge, I will repay,' says the Lord." Chosen ones, let this be a reminder. Justice is exact and unyielding. It doesn't delay, falter, or miss its mark. What you are witnessing is not coincidence. It is divine alignment. The trials you faced were not in vain, and the triumph you now experience is a testament to the unshakable power of truth and integrity. So, how will you step into this moment of restoration, knowing that everything meant to harm you has been turned into your greatest blessing? They dreaded this moment more than anything else, not because they doubted your potential, but because they recognized your power long before you did. They saw the fire in your soul, the strength in your spirit, and the light you carried, and it terrified them. They feared what you could become if you ever broke free from their manipulations, rose above their lies, and stepped fully into your purpose. Their greatest fear wasn't that you might fail, it was that you would rise, and with your rise, their relevance would vanish. Do you recall the story of Joseph in the Bible? His brothers were consumed by envy because they saw his destiny in his dreams, even before he understood it himself. They conspired to sell him into slavery, thinking it would extinguish his potential. But every step meant to harm him only propelled him closer to the throne of Egypt. Like Joseph, your adversaries plotted against you, not because they underestimated you, but because they saw exactly how far you could go. This Christmas season, while you celebrate with peace in your heart and blessings overflowing in your life, they sit in silence, tormented by the reality they fought so hard to prevent. Every laugh you share, every success you embrace, is a bitter reminder of their failure. They didn't just want to stop you, they needed you to stay small, dimmed, and beneath them. But destiny doesn't bow to envy. Your light has grown so radiant that they can't even glance your way without being scorched by their own inadequacies. Their lies, gossip, and schemes were crafted to ruin your reputation, sabotage your progress, and strip you of credibility. But what they didn't realize is that opposition sharpens the chosen. Like steel refined in fire, their betrayal only strengthened you. As Romans 8:28 reminds us, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." Their actions, though meant for harm, became the tools of your refinement. Now you stand stronger, brighter, and more resilient than ever, an unstoppable force they can no longer contain. This holiday season, as you bask in joy and warmth, they are left in the cold shadow of regret. Their plans have backfired spectacularly, leaving them haunted by the ruins of their own making. They are trapped in the endless cycle of what if? What if they had left you alone? What if they hadn't tried to block your rise? But it's too late now. Their fears have come to life, and the very destiny they sought to prevent has unfolded before their eyes. You are the phoenix they swore would never rise again. Like the resurrection of Christ, they thought your story had ended, but it was only the beginning. You are the storm they hoped would pass, but instead, you've become the unstoppable force they never imagined. The blessings they tried to block now overflow in your life. The light they tried to steal now blinds them, and every attempt to suppress you has only elevated you further. Their greatest fear was never your downfall. It was your destiny, and now you're living it. Chosen ones, remember this. You were never meant to stay small. The opposition you faced wasn't proof of your weakness. It was confirmation of your strength. Their fear of your rise is testament to the power within you. How will you step into this moment, knowing you've become everything they hoped you wouldn't? How will you carry this victory into the next chapter of your journey, with your light shining brighter than ever? They moved through life as if the universe was blind, assuming their betrayals and schemes would go unnoticed. They left destruction behind them, believing there would never be a reckoning. But the truth is, every action has a price, and now the cost of their deceit has come due. What they thought they had escaped forever has found them, not as a fleeting shadow, but as a relentless judgment that spares no mercy. This is not mere karma, it is a precise, unyielding justice. The price they pay isn't just steep, it's utterly crippling. Their downfall wasn't marked by dramatic explosions or sudden catastrophes. Instead, it arrived slowly, like fractures spreading across glass, unnoticed until the entire structure shattered. Everything they leaned on, status, power, and shallow alliances, has turned against them. The trust they so expertly manipulated has collapsed, leaving them exposed and surrounded by the rubble of their own making. Can we not see echoes of this in the story of King Saul? Once anointed and favored, Saul's jealousy of David consumed him. He plotted endlessly, but his own choices led to his downfall, isolating him from God and his people. Much like Saul, those who conspired against you have sown seeds of destruction and now reap a harvest of loneliness, regret, and despair. As Galatians 6:7 reminds us, do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. Their harvest has come, and it is bitter beyond measure. They believed accountability could be outrun, that their lies and schemes would never return to haunt them. But now they dwell in the very ruins they built, a labyrinth of deceit and consequences they cannot escape. The pits they dug for your success have become their own graves. Trapped and clawing at the dirt, they see you standing tall, thriving against all odds, and it burns like fire on an open wound. How does it feel to know that their attempts to bring you down were the very forces that propelled your rise? Every victory you experience, every smile you wear, is a painful reminder of their failure. They are haunted by the knowledge that their downfall wasn't caused by anything you did, but by the choices they made. There are no lies left to tell, no masks left to wear. They face the stark reality that they are the architects of their own collapse. What does one do when the enemy they sought to conquer stands victorious while they drown in the consequences of their own making? This Christmas, while your heart overflows with joy, gratitude, and peace, they sit in the cold isolation of regret. Surrounded by memories of what they could have been or had, they are forced to confront the poison of envy that led them here. Like Judas after betraying Jesus, they are left with nothing but the weight of their own decisions, knowing they have lost more than they can bear to admit. Their punishment isn't simply defeat, it's witnessing your triumph in ways they never thought possible. The tables have turned completely. Their attempts to block your blessings have become the chains that bind them. Their punishment isn't just the loss of power, influence, or success. It is the crushing weight of seeing you rise unshaken, untouchable, and victorious. As Isaiah 54:17 declares, "No weapon forged against you will prevail, and you will refute every tongue that accuses you." The very weapons they forged against you have turned on them, and now it's game over. They threw everything they had at you: obstacles, lies, schemes, all designed to break you, to stop your rise before it began. They whispered falsehoods behind your back, laid traps in your path, and tried with all their might to block your blessings. Yet they failed. Every challenge they placed before you only strengthened your resolve. Each act of sabotage became a stepping stone toward the destiny they could never touch. You were never meant to be confined, limited, or destroyed. Instead, every attempt to hold you back became the very force that propelled you forward. Can we not see echoes of this in the story of Job? Satan sought to destroy Job's faith by taking everything from him: his family, his wealth, his health. Yet, instead of falling, Job stood firm in his faith, and God restored him abundantly. Like Job, you endured trials that would have crushed others, but instead of breaking, you emerged stronger, more determined, and utterly unshakable. The promise in Isaiah 54:17 has held true. No weapon forged against you will prevail. Their weapons shattered against the armor of your purpose, and their plots dissolved into nothingness. They thought they could rewrite your destiny, but destiny doesn't take detours. What was written for you was never up for negotiation. They built walls to keep you from your blessings, but you didn't just climb over them. You soared beyond them. They set traps to make you stumble, but you took flight instead. Every attempt to dim your light only stoked an unstoppable fire within you, a fire that burns brighter with every passing day. Did they not realize that the very energy they used to oppose you was fueling your rise? Now, as the season of light and abundance unfolds, you are rising, not cautiously, not timidly, but with an unstoppable force. You are breaking through barriers they swore were unbreakable. You are reaching heights they believed were beyond your grasp. Everything they said you couldn't have is now firmly in your hands. Like Joseph, who rose from a pit to a palace, your journey defies the limitations they tried to impose. What they meant for harm, God has turned for your good. Genesis 50:20. This season, as you stand in the fullness of your power, they are left to wrestle with the weight of their failures. Every step of your ascent is a statement. You were never meant to be ordinary. You were never meant to stay small. You were designed to rise without limits, and now your success is undeniable. You've become the storm they thought they could outrun, the fire they assumed would burn out, and the force they believed they could contain. How does it feel to know that every boundary they set was just a launch pad for your limitless ascent? Look at you now, steadfast, unshaken, and unmatched. Every setback they threw at you became fuel for your victory. Every betrayal forged a new level of resilience. Every hardship turned into a platform for your rise. Like the refining fire that purifies gold, their opposition has only made you shine brighter. As Romans 8:37 declares, "In all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us." This Christmas, while you bask in the warmth of joy and abundance, they sit in the cold shadows of regret. They watch as what they deemed impossible unfolds right before their eyes. You are living proof that destiny cannot be stopped, no matter who stands against it. Your success isn't just a victory, it's a declaration of your divine purpose. You are a testament to the unstoppable nature of a chosen one. They cannot limit what was meant to expand. They cannot block what was divinely destined. They cannot destroy what has been forged in fire. You are no longer just rising. You've become a force of nature. You are unstoppable, and the world can do nothing but stand in awe. You were always destined to reign. Long before you even recognized the magnitude of your calling, they saw it. They felt the gravity of your presence, the undeniable strength woven into your destiny, and it terrified them. Their greatest hope was to keep you blind to your potential, to drown you in self-doubt, and entangle you in endless cycles of questioning your own greatness. They schemed in secret, hoping to steal what was never theirs to take. But destiny cannot be rewritten, delayed, or stolen. The throne has always been yours, and now it is time to claim it. Their attempts to block your path were futile from the beginning. Every challenge they threw at you, every betrayal they orchestrated, every obstacle they placed in your way became part of your transformation. Like David, anointed as king while still a shepherd, your path was divinely orchestrated even when it didn't seem apparent. Though Saul sought to kill David, each trial only prepared him further to rule. In the same way, your struggles have refined you, strengthened you, and confirmed your right to the throne. As Isaiah 61 declares, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." That time has come. The power they feared in you has not just survived, it has multiplied. The battles they thought would break you have forged an unstoppable force. Every attempt to tear you down has become a step in your ascent. The lies they told to discredit you are now the very foundation of your testimony. Their envy wasn't about what you had, it was about who you were becoming. How could they not tremble when they realized the inevitability of your rise? Their schemes were never enough to hold back a destiny so profoundly written. Now the universe has cleared the path, and nothing stands in your way. What they built to block your progress has become the groundwork of your empire. Like Joseph, sold into slavery by his own brothers, but ultimately rising to power in Egypt, your trials have become the stepping stones to your throne. What they meant for harm, God has turned for your good. Genesis 50:20. Their envy, manipulations, and betrayals have only propelled you closer to your purpose. Your reign is no longer a question, it's a reality. You've stopped seeking validation or chasing approval because you've realized that you are the standard. No longer are you fighting for a seat at the table. They've been rendered irrelevant as you carve your own throne from the very obstacles they placed in your path. Every doubt they sowed, every door they tried to close, has only fueled your unstoppable rise. Your authority is not borrowed or granted by them. It's rooted in truth, resilience, and divine appointment. This season, as they scramble to salvage their false empires, you stand unshaken. While they patch their crumbling walls, you reign unapologetically. You don't owe explanations or excuses for the authority you now wield. What they feared most has come to pass. You have taken your rightful place. Like Esther, stepping into her role as queen to save her people, your moment of divine purpose has arrived, and nothing can hold you back. Your throne is not just a symbol of success. It is living proof that no scheme, no betrayal, no obstacle can erase what was destined for you. You didn't just survive their attacks, you thrived in ways they never imagined. You conquered. You are the embodiment of unstoppable grace and power. Let them watch. Let them grieve their losses. Let them regret their choices. Their time is over, and your reign has only begun. How will you now step boldly into this season of authority, knowing that nothing and no one can take away what is divinely yours? They threw every weapon they had at you, lies, betrayals, manipulations, believing that if they struck hard enough, they could destroy your spirit and erase your destiny. But what they failed to understand was that you were never meant to be defeated. You were chosen to rise, to create a legacy so unshakable and so divinely protected that no force on earth could dismantle it. This Christmas, justice has been served, and your legacy is sealed, standing as a testament to your resilience and purpose. How does it feel to know that no matter how hard they tried, they couldn't stop what was divinely destined for you? Consider Joseph's journey once again. His brothers sold him into slavery, hoping to silence his dreams of greatness. Yet, every betrayal only brought him closer to his destiny as a ruler in Egypt. What they intended for harm, God used to establish his legacy. Isn't it incredible how every obstacle meant to block you has only strengthened your position? As Isaiah 54:17 reminds us, no weapon forged against you will prevail. This Christmas, every plan against you has crumbled, and what they tried to steal has been multiplied in your favor. Do you see how God has turned every attempt against you into an opportunity for your triumph? They wanted to dim your light, but instead you became a beacon. Your life radiates a power they could never comprehend, a guiding force for others, and a testimony to the strength of divine purpose. Their envy drove them to scheme, but their efforts only showcased the unstoppable nature of your calling. What if their very opposition was what God used to reveal the depths of your strength? Every stone they hurled at you became a brick in the foundation of the legacy they now cannot escape. Your success is no longer just a personal triumph. It has transformed into an enduring legacy. While you celebrate this season surrounded by love, peace, and purpose, they sit in the ruins of their own choices. Can you imagine how they feel now, watching the very person they tried to destroy standing stronger than ever? They can't escape the reality they've created, a world where you have already won. Their envy, once a driving force, has now backfired, leaving them entangled in the consequences of their actions. They tried to write you out of the story, but instead, they solidified your place in it. They thought they were playing a game, but this was never a game. It was destiny unfolding as it was always meant to. Do you see how your journey is not merely about survival, but transformation? You didn't just weather the storms. You became the storm, a force unstoppable and undeniable. Every attempt to end your story has only empowered you to write new chapters filled with purpose, triumph, and unshakable strength. Isn't it humbling to see how every hardship has prepared you for this moment of glory? They wanted your rise to be forgotten, but your success has made it unforgettable. You've claimed victory without seeking revenge because your achievements speak louder than any retaliation ever could. Like Jesus triumphing over death, your rise is a declaration that no force can stand against divine purpose. As Proverbs 16:7 states, "When the Lord takes pleasure in anyone's way, he causes their enemies to make peace with them." Do you see now how your success is not just for you, but a testimony to God's power at work in your life? This Christmas, your justice is complete. The legacy you've built is eternal, outlasting every lie, betrayal, and attack. They couldn't break you then, and now they can't escape the shadow of the greatness you've achieved. How will you continue to walk boldly into this new chapter, knowing that no opposition can ever erase what is divinely yours? It's no longer about proving them wrong. It's about embracing the victory that was always yours. For you, it's forever forward. For them, it's game over. Your legacy is more than just a symbol of victory. It's a beacon of hope for everyone who has ever been underestimated, betrayed, or counted out. The story of your rise is not just about overcoming. It's about transformation, resilience, and divine purpose. This Christmas, the impact of your journey is felt far beyond your own life. It's a light shining into the lives of others, reminding them that no matter the opposition, their destiny cannot be stolen or erased. Have you noticed how your struggles have become a testimony of faith and strength for those around you? Like Paul and Silas singing praises in their prison cell, your resilience has inspired others to believe that even in the darkest moments, breakthrough is possible. Your rise is proof that what was meant to destroy you only made you stronger. How many people are now looking at your story and finding the courage to keep going? Your legacy isn't built on revenge or retaliation. It's built on faith, perseverance, and trust in a higher plan. Every betrayal was a lesson. Every obstacle was preparation. Every tear you shed watered the seeds of a future so abundant that it surpasses even your wildest dreams. As 1 Corinthians 2:9 says, No eye has seen, no ear has heard, and no human mind has conceived the things God has prepared for those who love Him. Have you considered how your faith in this promise has shaped the unstoppable force you've become? Now, as you step fully into your divine purpose, the question is no longer, what can stop you? But rather, how will you use this power to build something that lasts forever? Your journey has shown that destiny isn't just about personal success. It's about creating a legacy that inspires, uplifts, and changes the world around you. How will you take this victory and use it to empower others, to light the path for those still walking through their trials? The legacy you're building now is eternal. It's not bound by the lies they told, the traps they set, or the limits they tried to impose. Instead, it is rooted in the truth that you are chosen, unstoppable, and destined for greatness. You didn't just claim your throne, you've created a kingdom that will stand the test of time. While they fade into irrelevance, you are living proof that faith, integrity, and resilience will always triumph. How will you continue to walk boldly, knowing that your story is far from over and the best is yet to come? Your legacy is not just a reflection of your triumph, but a testament to the divine orchestration of every step you've taken. It stands as a monument to faith, perseverance, and the power of destiny fulfilled. The same voices that once doubted you now watch in silence, unable to comprehend how you've risen so far beyond their reach. This is the beauty of divine justice. It not only restores, but elevates. And yet, as you ascend, your focus remains not on those who sought to hinder you, but on the mission you were always meant to fulfill. Have you thought about how far you've come? What once seemed like insurmountable trials have now become the chapters of a testimony that inspires others. Like the story of Moses leading the Israelites through the Red Sea, your path wasn't always clear, but every obstacle parted in due time, making way for your purpose. The very storms they sent to drown you have become the waters that lifted you higher. Isn't it remarkable how God has taken every trial and turned it into triumph? Now, the question is, what will you do with the throne you've claimed? Greatness isn't just about personal achievement. It's about what you build, who you uplift, and the light you shine for others. As Queen Esther used her position to save her people, how will you use yours to bring hope, change, and purpose to those who need it most? Your reign isn't just a personal victory. It's a divine calling to impact lives far beyond your own. This Christmas, while you bask in the blessings of your journey, there's an undeniable sense of responsibility that comes with your rise. Every hardship you endured has equipped you with wisdom. Every betrayal has sharpened your discernment, and every victory has expanded your capacity to lead. What kind of legacy will you leave for the generations to come? How will your story of overcoming, resilience, and faith inspire those who will one day follow in your footsteps? Your enemies never understood this. They thought their schemes were about stopping you. What they didn't realize was that their actions were shaping you into the person you are today. As Romans 8:28 reminds us, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Their attempts to harm you only accelerated your rise. Now they must watch as the very things they tried to destroy become the foundation of your legacy. The throne you've claimed is not just a place of power, it's a platform of purpose. The light they tried to extinguish now illuminates a path for others. The voice they tried to silence now speaks louder than ever, declaring victory, hope, and divine truth. As you move forward, the question isn't whether you will succeed. You've already proven that. The question is, how will you use this season of abundance to glorify the one who made it all possible? Your legacy is secure, your throne is unshakable, and your destiny is unstoppable. The future is yours. How will you shape it? The future you are stepping into is not just about maintaining your position, it's about building something eternal, something that speaks to the power of faith and perseverance for generations to come. Your rise has already inspired countless others, but the work is far from over. Each new day brings an opportunity to solidify your impact, to show the world what it means to live with purpose and divine alignment. Have you considered how your journey reflects the lives of those who paved the way for greatness before you? Like David, who went from tending sheep to reigning as king, your path has been marked by challenges that prepared you for this very moment. David's reign wasn't just about personal power. It was about establishing a kingdom rooted in justice, mercy, and reverence for God. What kind of kingdom will you build with the authority and influence you now carry? Who will benefit from the wisdom you've gained through the fires you've endured? Your legacy isn't just for you, it's for those who look to you as a beacon of hope. Every struggle you've faced has equipped you with the strength to lead others through their battles. Do you realize how your story has become a lifeline for those who are still in the trenches, fighting to rise above their circumstances? They see in you the proof that no matter how dark the path may seem, light is always waiting at the end. This season, as you stand in the fullness of your purpose, the contrast between your rise and their downfall couldn't be clearer. While they sit in the shadows, weighed down by the consequences of their envy and schemes, you're walking boldly into a future filled with blessings and opportunities. But this is not the time to look back with bitterness. Instead, let your focus remain on what lies ahead, the lives you will impact, the dreams you will inspire, and the good you will create. Your journey has also been a testament to the power of resilience and unwavering faith. What they thought would destroy you has only fortified you, much like how the Israelites overcame their trials in the wilderness to reach the Promised Land. Your story is a modern-day reflection of that victory, a reminder that divine purpose always prevails, no matter how fierce the opposition. As you move forward, how will you ensure that the throne you've claimed becomes a foundation for lasting change? Will you use your platform to lift others, to share the lessons you've learned, and to plant seeds of hope that will grow for years to come? Your destiny is far greater than you can imagine, and your reign is just the beginning of what's possible. This Christmas, let your gratitude fuel your next steps. Every blessing you've received is not just a reward for your endurance, but a resource for your purpose. How will you multiply what you've been given? How will you continue to honor the journey that has brought you here, knowing that your rise was never just about you, but about the countless lives you are destined to touch? The throne is yours, the path is clear, and the legacy you're building will echo through eternity. This is just the start of something extraordinary. How will you make it unforgettable? As you stand at the peak of this season of triumph, it becomes clear that your journey is not merely a testament to personal resilience, but to the unfolding of divine destiny. The throne you've claimed is more than a seat of honor. It's a position of purpose, responsibility, and boundless potential. Every trial you overcame wasn't just preparation for this moment. It was a building block in the foundation of a greater mission. Do you feel the weight of this calling? It's not a burden, but a sacred opportunity to shape the future. The legacy you are crafting reaches beyond your immediate influence. It is a ripple effect, touching lives you may never meet and inspiring those who are still finding their way. Like Ruth, whose faithfulness and perseverance led her to be part of the lineage of Christ, your actions now are sowing seeds that will bloom for generations. How will you ensure that the choices you make today continue to bear fruit long after your time? This is not a moment for complacency. It is a moment to dream even bigger. Your rise has shown that there are no limits when faith and purpose align. What vision burns in your heart now that you've stepped into your rightful place? Is it a vision for building, for healing, for transforming the world around you? Whatever it may be, the path is open, and the resources you need are already within your reach. Meanwhile, those who once sought to hinder your journey are left to confront the undeniable truth. they never had the power to derail what was divinely destined. They might have tried to take shortcuts, to manipulate outcomes, and to discredit you, but all their efforts have only underscored the greatness of your rise. Does their regret echo in their silence as they watch you ascend further than they ever dreamed? Their schemes have faded into irrelevance, while your actions have carved an eternal mark on history. This Christmas is more than a celebration of victory. It is a time to reflect on the purpose behind your journey. What lessons have shaped you the most during this rise? How will you pass those lessons to others so they, too, can overcome the storms in their lives? Every moment of struggle has equipped you to be not just a leader, but a light, a guide for those still seeking their own breakthroughs. Your reign is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of a new chapter. Every step forward is an opportunity to build something that will outlast you. Like Solomon, whose wisdom and dedication led to the building of the temple, you have the chance to create something monumental, something that reflects your strength, faith, and divine calling. What will your legacy say about you to the generations who come after? As you step boldly into this next phase, the path ahead is limitless. You've conquered what once seemed impossible, and now you hold the pen to write a future filled with possibility. What will you create in this new season of abundance? How will you ensure that your rise continues to inspire, uplift, and transform? The throne is yours. The legacy is already unfolding, and the future is waiting. This is your moment to take everything you've been given and turn it into something eternal. Are you ready to step fully into the greatness that has always been within you? This Christmas, as you reflect on the magnitude of your journey, it's not just a time to celebrate what you've overcome, but to truly embrace the season of rebirth and renewal. Just as the birth of Christ marked the beginning of a divine revolution, your rise marks the unfolding of a legacy that will have an eternal impact. The very essence of Christmas speaks to the power of new beginnings, of miracles unfolding when the world least expects it. Can you see the parallel in your own story? What once seemed impossible is now your reality, and just like Christ's birth, it has brought light into a world that desperately needed it. As you sit with family and loved ones this season, there's a deeper sense of peace within you, a peace that comes from knowing you've claimed what was always yours. The peace that Christ brought into the world is the same peace that now surrounds your life, knowing that no enemy can defeat what God has ordained. How does it feel to know that your rise is part of a greater purpose, just as Christ's coming was part of God's perfect plan? Your success is a reflection of this very truth, that nothing can stop what God has already set into motion. Christmas is a time of joy, yes, but it's also a time of reflection on the journey of faith. Just as the shepherds marveled at the birth of Jesus, watching the greatest miracle unfold before their eyes, you too have witnessed your own miracle. Every obstacle you've overcome, every challenge you've faced, has brought you closer to the person God always intended you to be. This Christmas, take a moment to reflect on the miracles in your own life. What was once a hardship has now become a stepping stone to your throne, a victory that will echo for generations. The angels proclaimed peace on earth when Christ was born, and now your rise is a beacon of that same peace. You have been chosen to walk in authority and grace, just as Christ was chosen to be a light to the world. In the same way that Christ's message was one of love, transformation, and redemption, your legacy is built on those same principles. How can you share this peace with others, knowing that your story is one of divine intervention and purpose? This Christmas, your life is a testimony to the unshakable power of God's plan, unfolding in ways that are far greater than anything you could have imagined. While others may still be struggling in the shadows of their own doubts, you stand tall in the light of Christmas justice. The very things they tried to use to bring you down have only served to elevate you. Just as Christ, came to bring light into a dark world. Your success shines brightly in a world that tried to silence you. Your rise is not just a victory for you, it is a victory for all who believe in the power of divine justice, who trust that no weapon formed against them will prosper. As the world celebrates the birth of Christ, you too are celebrating the birth of a new chapter in your life, one that will carry you forward in strength, purpose, and unshakable faith. This Christmas, as you stand in the fullness of your power, remember that your legacy is not just for you. It's a gift to the world, a reflection of the light and love that Christ brought into this world. Your reign is just beginning, and with every step you take, you are building a future that will endure for generations to come. How will you use this season of celebration to share your light and your story with the world, knowing that the best is yet to come? Chosen ones, this is your moment. The universe has declared it. Your rise is unstoppable. The scales have balanced, and the foundation for your legacy has been solidified in the fires of adversity. Everything they did to break you has only made you stronger, sharpening you into a force that cannot be denied. What they feared most, your power, your success, your destiny, has now come to pass. Their plans have crumbled, and now they are left to witness the reality they tried so desperately to avoid. You didn't just survive their attacks, you conquered. You didn't just rise from the ashes, you soared. Your journey has been one of overcoming, of turning obstacles into stepping stones, and now, as you stand in the fullness of your victory, it's clear, you dominate. The barriers that once stood before you have shattered, and every move you make is a testament to the divine power that guides your every step. This Christmas, celebrate with everything in your heart. Every win, every blessing, every moment of peace is not just a gift. It is the fruit of your faith, your resilience, and your unwavering belief in the divine plan. You are not here by chance. You are here because you were meant for greatness. The universe has spoken, and your path has been illuminated, with every twist and turn leading you closer to the destiny that was written for you before time began. As you celebrate this season, remember that your success isn't just for you. It's for everyone who believed in you, for everyone who supported you, and for everyone who will come after you. You are living proof that destiny cannot be denied. No amount of sabotage, no whisper of doubt, no scheme can alter what is divinely set in motion. The universe has sealed your success, and nothing can rewrite what has already been written in the stars. Have you ever stopped to think about how far you've come? From the moments of doubt and struggle to this point of undeniable power and influence, you are a living testimony to the unstoppable force of divine purpose. As you stand at the pinnacle of your journey, remember that your rise has just begun. The best is yet to come, and the future is yours to shape. As we reach the end of this powerful message, I want you to take a moment to truly absorb the truth that has been shared with you today. It's game over for anyone who ever wanted to see your downfall. This is the moment when God's justice shines brightly in your life. He has seen the battles you've fought, the struggles you've endured, and the tears you've shed. Now His hand is upon you, and He is lifting you up, while those who sought to harm you are left to witness His glory shining through your life. No weapon formed against you will prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment will be condemned. God has already declared victory for you, and nothing can change that. This Christmas, I want you to understand that God's justice is not just a concept. It's a reality that's unfolding in your life right now. Just as He made a way for His people throughout history, He is making a way for you right now, no matter what the enemy has tried to do. The season of trials is over. The season of triumph is here. You are His chosen one, and His plans for you are filled with prosperity, peace, and unshakable strength. If this message has touched your heart today, I invite you to support this ministry through Super Thanks. Your generosity helps us continue to spread the word of God and share messages of hope and encouragement with people around the world. It's your support that keeps this ministry going, and we are deeply grateful for every gift, no matter the size. Even if you are unable to donate, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this community. Your presence, your prayers, and your faith are what make this ministry truly special. Before you leave, please take a moment to like this video if it has inspired you, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss a message that could transform your life. Share this video with your friends, family, or anyone who you believe needs to hear the powerful truth that God's justice is at work in their lives too. Let's spread this message of hope far and wide. Also, I encourage you to leave a comment below. Share how God has been moving in your life, how He has shown up in unexpected ways, and how He's been turning things around for you. Your testimony could be the very thing that encourages someone else to keep going, to keep trusting in God's timing and His justice. I am praying for each and every one of you. I pray that you continue to walk in His favor, that you experience His peace and protection, and that you see the powerful justice of God unfold in every area of your life. May this Christmas season be one of profound breakthroughs, miraculous healings, and overflowing blessings. No matter what has happened in the past, God is doing a new thing in your life today. His justice is sure, His favor is upon you, and your victory is guaranteed. Thank you again for your support and for being a part of this journey. God bless you all, and remember, the victory has already been won, and you are walking in the triumph of God's justice.